Hi guys, welcome back to TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I am doing the June zodiacs for love and relationships, whoever is on your heart and mind for the month of June. And we are going to start off with the birthday gang, which will be Gemini, I believe. So we're going to start off with Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, please check out my description box below where you can book a reading or make a donation and get a free reading. You can join my Patreon, buy my stuff off of Amazon, check out my other channels, which I haven't uploaded to in a while, but there's still content there that you can check out. And I'm hoping to start uploading there as well. So thank you for being here. If you're a returning viewer, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be back doing steady uploads again. So the way this reading's going to go is the way I pretty much do all of my zodiacs. We're going to take a look at the past, the present, and the future. Remember, this is for someone on your heart and mind. So if you are completely single, I'm going to be doing a pick-a-pile reading for my singles. If you'd like to check that out, it's not there yet, but it's going to be this week. If you've got someone on your heart and mind, this is your reading, okay? For the month of June, for my Geminis. So again, the past, the present, and the future. So that's like your energy check-in. If it's not your story, check your moon, your rising, your Venus sign, or cross-watch your person's sign. But the beginning of the reading should, or, at least most of it, because it is a collective reading. Remember, collective readings are not personal readings. So if you'd like a personal reading, you'll have to reach out to book a personal reading. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but this first part of the reading should tell you whether or not this is your person and your situation. After we do the past, present, and future, and clarify it, I'm going to take a look at your person's thoughts, feelings, intentions, and next possible actions. We're going to clarify that, and then we're going to get you messages from your person, and then we're going to get you advice from Spirit for the month of May. It's a lot in an intro, guys. I'm so sorry. All right, moving on. So for Gemini Spirit, for Gemini, for the month of May, please clear all previous energies. Dear Mother, Father, God, please come into this space and bless it, make it holy ground. Surround us in the white light of love and protection. Cast my ego to the outside so I can be a clear channel for spirit messages. Cast my viewers' ego to the outside so they could be a clear receiver of spirit messages. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember that energies can flip-flop, especially if you're cross-watching. So you have to put yourself in the story where you belong. I'm going to be reading it as if my viewer person and my viewer's energy, and then we're going to take a look at my viewer's person in the more detailed part of the reading. I will be using the pronouns he and she just to keep things kind of from being confusing. It's just energy. If it's a he, she, don't worry about it. Just put yourself in the energy that feels like yours. All right, Spirit, for Gemini in the month of May, for Gemini. Well, I got my deck upside down. Past energies. Wow. That's nice. Current energies. Wow. And future potential. All right, bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Okay, so, well, I'm seeing here in the past that's This might have happened very abruptly. It could have happened quickly. You could have met this person and things just kind of developed quickly. Let me look in my camera, make sure we're in view. We are. I can move this priestess down just a little bit. Make it a drink. I'm drinking soda. I hope it doesn't make me belch. All right, so with the Knight of Swords, the Knight is impetuous. It's fast moving. Knights are on a mission. They have a purpose and an intention. And it seems like, whether this is you or your person, somebody had an intention here to really move this forward. This could have come in very quickly. We've got passion. We've got, 2 aces is a new beginning. It's new. Whether it's somebody returning or not, it's still fresh energy. And so, Wands is about fire and passion. The Knight of Swords is about communication. Fast movement. It's air. It's like, like it came in like a storm. And it really appeared to be solid with the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, Pentacles is earth energy. It's manifested, right? It's not somebody you thought about having a new beginning with. It's somebody that actually came with an offer. And it was a solid offer, or at least you believed it to be. But now here we've got people here. We've got people. And people are not action cards, so I'll have to clarify them to see what this is all about. But we have the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Queen of Wands, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then we've got the Emperor here, which is also Aries energy. So I really can't tell you what's going on in the current energy until I clarify these, because these are people. And we have a lot of people in your reading. So the Emperor is somebody in their light attribute, somebody who you can trust and rely on, their leadership qualities. They know what they want. They know how to make it happen. They're kind of the embodiment of all 4 suits, the suit of air, fire, water, and earth, all wrapped up in a big old sugar daddy. It can also represent a father, a husband, or a boss. Then we've got the Queen of Cups. She is the queen of emotion. She feels, she's feely, right? She's feely. She's very intuitive. She doesn't always trust her intuition. It depends on whether or not she's in her light attribute or shadow attribute. But the Queen of Cups is water energy. This is somebody who really is nurturing, loving, kind, compassionate, and empathetic. And then we have the Queen of Wands, who is beautiful and capable and passionate, attractive, a real go-getter. So I don't know if there's a third-party situation here where this Emperor has an option between 2 females, female energy, or if this is well, there's no way to know. I've got to clarify these. All right, in the future, we've got this Page of Wands with the Hermit and the 6 of Swords. So it feels like it feels like somebody takes a step back. Somebody wants to reflect on this fiery energy. They're looking at it, right? They're looking at it. Somebody offered it. It feels pretty powerful. And then here we've got somebody looking at it. And, you know, the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, they're both people who are very intuitive, very spiritual. If this is a third-party situation, then the future intention is that somebody's looking at what they want. I mean, looking at this fire, this passion, this growth, and trying to decide if it can move forward. Yeah, let's clarify, because this isn't really enough information for me to channel your message. All right, Spirit, for the sign of Gemini in love, the person on their heart and mind, what is the past story? Because there's a big gap in this story, because here, this is all fresh, new, fast-moving energy, and here, here, we're moving away. We're trying to settle something, fix something, move something forward. There could be no communication. I don't know. Let's just get to it. All right, 3 shuffles and a cut to clarify, Spirit. For May's energy, June's energy. I keep saying May, but Spirit knows. Spirit knows. All right, a cut. We're going to clarify this energy, Spirit. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. Clear, concise messages. The Lovers, I told you, this was, you know, somebody made a choice, because it's the choice card, and they chose what they loved. Tell me about the Ace of Wands in the past for my Geminis. The Hanged Man. Really? Clarify the Hanged Man. We have Pisces energy here twice. Ah, I see. See, I didn't have the full story. All right, tell me about this Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. King of Swords. Okay, tell me about the King of Swords. There's a lot of people here, Gemini. Just for the FYI. Now we got the King of Cups. I think we're talking about this Emperor, because the Emperor does embody all 4 of the kings. But, just in case, I'm going to clarify the kings one more time. I want to receive. Okay, so something happened here. I don't know if there was rejection. I don't know if whoever received this offer in the past decided to sit and think about it. Wasn't sure. But what it feels like, and I don't know why, you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments, what it feels like is almost like Spirit. Look at this is, you know, when you get the High Priestess and the Hierophant, they're the higher selves, right? They're the spiritual counterparts. So it feels very spiritual in nature, and it almost feels like the higher selves of the 2 people held this in limbo with the Hanged Man and the 2 of Wands in reverse. There was a decision that needed to be made, and somebody might have missed an opportunity. Or somebody could have been thinking about making this offer and didn't. But look at, we've got that Six of Swords underneath the Hierophant. So this could be talking about a big gap in time. Maybe when you first met this person, they came in really, really hot, and it happened quickly. And then something here happened. What happened? What happened, Spirit? What happened in the past? Why? Why did this happen? What happened? Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Swords. So, again, I don't know if you guys, if this resonates. If it doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. Go look at your moon, your rising, your Venus, and your person sign. But this feels like Spirit held you back. Because possibly because there's work that needed done. I feel like it was spiritual work. Like there was a healing that needed to happen. Or, you know, this person needed to level up. They needed to, because we got the King of Swords and the King of Cups. So this is somebody who I mean, the King of Swords can be cold. He doesn't allow his emotions to dictate his decisions. And the King of Cups is somebody who kind of keeps his emotions in check. Doesn't always show his emotions. So it could be literal. It could be that this person was offered a job somewhere and they're looking at it. I mean, it could be literal. It could be working on their finances. This person could be thinking, well, I would really like to land this, solidify this. But this is about healing. This is spiritual. This is like, whether you realize it or not, I think that the divine, the universe, kind of held this in limbo. Because there was work that needed to be done. There was work that needed to be done on this Three of Swords. So this could be, you know, somebody who was married or in another commitment. There seems to be a lot of people in this situation. There could be, you know, you could be, if this is your story and if it resonates, there could be two couples, right? I definitely have clients that are married, happily married, or think they're happily married. And then they meet somebody and their person is also married. And so we've got two married couples who are having this very passionate, energetic connection, but not able to do anything about it because they're committed to working on something else, perhaps. Now, if it isn't a third-party situation, then this is just, you know, right now, a lot of people are in these very spiritual connections, especially people that watch my channel. And there's a lot of work that has to be done. If you resonate with like twin flame, sacred soulmate, high level soulmate, if this has been a spiritual journey, because it does look like a spiritual journey here, then there's a lot of work that needed to be done for this person to kind of step into their emperor status. And it looks like the feminine here is also working on aspects of herself, possibly to become the divine feminine. It's a very specific message. There's one of two scenarios. And The marriage thing could wrap up for both scenarios. It could be a very spiritual connection, and in this connection, there's a lot of healing that has to be done. We have to purge past heartbreaks, past life, past current life, past life, ancestral. And so if you believe this is a very spiritual connection for you, and this is like the awakening, because we've got the Lovers, we got the Hanged Man, we've got the Emperor, we got the High Priestess and had the High Priest, Hierophant, and we've got the Hermit. So if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So this is somebody who had to have their heart healed. An open heart. Maybe they had a broken heart and a closed off heart, and very closed off, defensive. Somebody who moves very, very slow. There's the Empress. I'm not going to take her though unless it comes out. So in the past, it just kind of feels like it was very, made a big impression on you. And you're both very, very caught up in these feels here. Although I am picking up more of the masculine's energy than the feminine's, we're going to look at the feminine here in the current situation. But that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like, there's a lot of people here. And so there's either a third party situation, or it could be a work related relationship where other people are involved, other people, there could be gossip, there could be a no dating within your work situation policy. But see, there's a decision that needed to be made here, and I'm seeing stagnation. Because we have the Hangman, we have the Choice card and the Lovers, and we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So if it's a work related thing, then this person's, wondering or looking at, considering maybe finding new work. I actually had that happen to me once. I'm glad I didn't do it because the relationship didn't last for me. But there was a no dating policy at work, and I considered getting a new job so that I could date this person, and then they kind of revealed their true colors to me. But, I digress. My situation is not your situation. So just because mine didn't work out doesn't mean yours won't. But there could be a marriage here, and I'll be honest. Moving this forward could include having to bring the Tower down on another commitment. All right, let's take a look at this Queen of Cups. Clear, concise messages for the Queen of Cups. The Fool. So she's looking at this offer. She's looking at this new beginning. Maybe she's even the one that made the offer. Tell me about the Fool and the current energy. Three of Cups. So this Queen wants a new beginning, wants an opportunity to really have this. And it looks like maybe even a reconciliation. Or if this was a breakup, there, she's looking at, can we be friends? Can we still hang? Can we, because, and again, with another 3, it could be a third party situation. But this looks like reconciliation energy. And this back here looked like something really, really exciting and solid happened. And then something maybe at work or spiritually, there was work that needed to be done. And if it's a third-party situation, obviously, this could be friend zoning somebody because you can't have the lovers. Or at least without Seven of Swords, which I haven't seen yet. All right, let's take a look at the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands can also get a bad rap sometimes in a reading as the other woman, the lover, the mistress. Doesn't have to be. Again, either it's your story or it's not. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. Why is she here? Oh, we got the King of Wands. Holy crap. Yeah. Tell me about the King of Wands. Two of Swords. So again, I'm just going to be honest. This could be a third-party situation. Somebody has options. Somebody's trying to make a decision, trying to make a choice. Somebody's not sure what they want. Tell me about the Two of Swords. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's starting to look more and more because let's see how this wants to be presented. It came out in the reverse and I flipped it. It doesn't matter. It just feels to me like there's unfinished business here, either with this person or someone else. And it is beginning to feel more and more like a third-party situation. So if it's not your story, it's not. But it's somebody's story, and I'm going to be straight up and honest. It's somebody's story. This is like a divine counterpart or a very closely matched energy. This could be somebody who has options, I'll be honest. And more than one. But again, in a very spiritual connection, from a 5D point of view, the masculine in this situation has to embody all four suits in order to become the emperor. Now we've got 3 on the table. So if you believe yourself to be in a high-level soulmate or twin flame situation, then this is, this is spirit maturing this person and making them work on themselves so that they can heal their heart and be open to a new beginning and reconciliation. Because this story's not over. There's no closure here, and there's a decision that needs to be made, possibly by both parties. And that's if you're looking at it from a spiritual point of view. If you're looking at this as there's a third-party situation, then someone here is, and we've got both people, so I'm not going to say it's the queen. It's possibly both, the queen and the king, trying to decide whether they should end this or, bring that tower down. Now we've got the Empress on the bottom of the deck. What has to happen for this to come together or close out? What has to happen? There, see, there's that Seven of Swords. And there's the truth. So, and there's, I really feel like this is, for most of you, this is either a third-party situation that, somebody would have to lie and cheat or sneak around in order to choose this. So their options are to be sneaky or to be honest and become single, to be happy, to have union. If this is a twin flame journey, then this is about knowing what you want, doing the inner work and the inner healing that's necessary to have it. And there's a choice to be made. And I think the options, because we're clarifying the Two of Swords, the world, and I specifically asked what needs to happen for this to find closure or forward movement. And so there's two options here. You can be sneaky and lie about it, or you can be honest and find the happiness that you want. Something has to end that's toxic for a fresh new beginning. Somebody, maybe both people need to become free, unhitched, autonomous. Now with the Nine of Pentacles, this also, if it's twin flame, and I'm going to read it like it could be, because I have a lot of twin flame indicators, but that's not going to be everybody. But, you know, we were talking about what the masculine was doing. The masculine's being required to do some work on healing and becoming emotionally available and clearing out trauma. And to be honest and upright and speak the truth and admit their feelings, possibly. But the feminine energy is on her way to becoming the Empress. And so we've got, I saw the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck once, but I didn't bring her out. So it kind of feels like if you're on a twin flame journey, both of you are getting there. You're almost there. There's a couple elements missing, and one of them is the Pentacles and healthy boundaries. The feminine needs healthy boundaries. She needs to speak her truth. She needs to know her value. She needs to be independent and know that she can do this with, without, or in spite of anybody else. She can be happy in connection or single. And that's kind of the message here, is that, you know, the most important thing for these two people is to be happy and awakened and they can do that either single or hitched, as long as it's with the right person and not this devil back here. It's something has to end to move this forward. And with the Eight of Wands and the Devil, there's a very, very strong, passionate attachment. But right now, somebody has to make a choice. They got to decide. They got to go from the Two of Swords to the Ace of Swords. And if it's the masculine, he's thinking about it. If it's the feminine, she wants a new beginning. Maybe she's waiting on the masculine to make this choice. Or maybe she needs to make it too, because for some of you, there's too many players here. So maybe she's in a committed relationship too. Take what is yours, guys. Leave what isn't, okay? But I feel like there's stagnancy, and somebody, possibly both people, have very, very important life decisions to make if they really want this situation to come together in an honest, healthy way, and not a sneak around and you know, tricky way. Tell me about the Emperor. Why is the Emperor here in the now? Queen of Cups. See, I think she's waiting on him. And he's very slow moving, but he is moving. He is becoming reliable, dependable. Tell me about the Emperor. See, there's so many options here. Somebody needs to choose their happiness. Wish fulfillment. What do I want? What do they want? Who do I choose if there's more than one player? This is about making life decisions, about what's best, what truly brings you happiness. It's knowing that you're always a powerful, conscious creator, and you create your experience through the decisions you make, cause and effect. It's like you can choose lies and deception and sneaking around, or you can be honest. Whether this is honesty with another person or honesty with yourself, it's about looking at the decisions you make and what you truly want with the Nine of Cups. If this is the Emperor, he's missing or he's probably more attached to the water energy, the emotional energy. What is the wish? What is the deepest wish? Why is the Nine of Cups here? Seven of Swords. It's the whole thing that happened back here. This may not have even happened. This may be somebody just totally thinking about it, longing for it, desiring it, contemplating it, working on it. Because there was a choice to be made. Maybe, I kind of thought maybe you had a nice, real solid beginning. And if that's the truth, this person wants to speak their truth and they want to come forward and they're very fast moving. Their wish is to move fast. Toward what? What are they moving toward? So they're moving toward commitment or the spiritual lesson. Because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But I haven't seen the Page of Swords yet. And the Page of Swords for me is the lesson. It's the student. It's the one learning this lesson. We'll have to see if it shows up. There might be children involved. If this is two people married, there could be a family involved, children involved. But the spiritual lesson is that this masculine energy really does need to move out of the air energy and the pentacle, slow moving pentacle energy, and kind of into this emotional realm. If they truly want to be happy, they need to take action toward their heart, what their heart truly desires, right? That's that choice. That's it. 7 Cups. It's decision making. Choose your happiness. Choose your 9 of Cups. That's the lesson. Possibly this person has struggled in the past to choose their own happiness. Maybe they, are codependent or in a toxic relationship or in a toxic mindset, have a lot of past heartbreak that they're trying to heal. But they're being very spiritually advised to go for their happiness. And we've seen the sun twice. And I'm not sure, if there's a choice between two women, the one that definitely brings this person the most happiness is the Queen of Cups. Because she's here twice. I don't know who I'm reading for, to be honest. I don't know if I'm reading for the masculine or the feminine, but You know, there's the Five of Swords under the deck, so this feels almost like it's a no-win situation. Like somebody's going to get hurt, somebody has to lose for this person to be happy. Someone has to lose. And I'm hearing Reba McEntire's "Somebody Should Leave, but which one will it be?" There's the Page of Swords. There's the lesson. The lesson is that, you know, sometimes we have to disappoint people to get what we want. We got to heal the past. We got to heal. Hey, cat. Oh, it ain't the cat. It's the dog. Sorry. This is like taking the time to look at an abandonment wound, to look at what they want, to kind of be willing to let anything that's not, you know, on solid ground fall. It's a sudden realization where their heart belongs, maybe coming out of the shadows toward the light, knowing that if they want to really be in a good relationship, they've got to put in equal work, and they got to choose. I mean, the decision is going to hurt somebody. It's going to hurt somebody by the looks of it. All right, let's look at this future energy. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Why is it here? If this isn't a third-party situation, then this is about these two people learning that they need and deserve and are worthy of being happy. And they need to make decisions toward their happiness. And that may require a lot of heart healing and honesty, truthfulness with self. And to be vulnerable and authentic and open. A lot of you, this is third party, I'm going to be honest. But for those of you that it's just about spiritual healing, this is about looking at all the horrible relationships where, you know, you were abandoned or you were lied to or cheated on or it didn't work out. And now your heart's closed and there's so much spiritual awakening happening in this situation with this person. And we've got to go through all of the elements. We've got to align the chakra system. We've got to take a look at, you know, it's like peeling back all the layers of brokenness to get back to the true, authentic, childlike heart. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Why is it here in future potential? Page of Wands. Six of Wands. I need one more on that because the Six of Wands for me can be ego, pride. It could also be that there's a question here in the future about whether or not this can happen successfully. Tell me about the Page of Wands with the Six of Wands. Make it clear for me, Spirit. Well, that's as clear as you can get. Yeah, this is, you know, whoever this Page of Wands is. Oh, it's the Emperor. All right, this Emperor is looking at taking action. I mean, fire. It's taking action. Taking action and wondering if it'll be successful. You know, can I move forward? Can we communicate? Can this happen? Will it happen? Look at all the fire. And under the Emperor is that Queen of Wands with the Eight of Swords. This person could be in a committed relationship or in a situationship where other people are involved, where they feel stuck. Tell me about the Hermit. See, that's that 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the High Priestess. 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups. There's the Queen. See, we're getting all the elements. I think this could be a twin flame journey for some of you. It doesn't have to be. It's definitely a spiritual connection for a lot of you. It's meant to make you go within. It's meant to make you make better decisions. It's made to get you reconnected with your higher selves in order to know what you want and be healed enough to be able to handle pursuing it. Choosing it. I mean, when the we had the Hierophant and the High Priestess several times, 2 different decks. And when it's clarified by, or clarifying the Hermit goes into the cave to talk to God about its devils. This is self-reflection. This is spiritual seeking. Spiritual seeking. Really, really seeking what feels like a divine counterpart. It's my person. This is my person, my happiness, my choice, because 2s are choices. The one I choose, the one I want. And I think that both of these people could have chosen other people and realized they were in a toxic karmic relationship, and they had to heal that. They have to choose to move away from that. They have to choose the right way. They can't just go off and get hotels and motels and, sneak off in the night and to be together. These are 2 people that are being spiritually guided to do the right thing, and to do the right thing for the right reasons. And the right reason isn't about the kids. It's not about the home. It's not about the money. The right reason is love. It's always love. Love is all that matters. It's all that matters. And our souls didn't come here to have just superficial connections. Our soul wants to be loved and wants to give love and receive love in equal measures. Tell me about the 6 of Swords. Eight of Cups. Somebody should leave. Look at 6 of Swords on the bottom. But which one should it be? Yeah, there's a decision, a choice that needs to be made. Look at, now we've got all 4 queens and all 4 kings. And that makes the Empress and the Emperor. For those of you that resonate, you'll get it. See, this Hermit is carrying the star in his lantern. And here's the star. This Hermit needs to choose happiness, judgment. And it could be reconciliation, sometimes judgment. And this is the awakening for me too. It's healing and awakening. It's someone's got to lose. There's going to be change. There's going to be a party that doesn't win. But the lesson here is to go for your happiness, your star. Follow your North Star. In a very committed way. But Tell me about this Eight of Cups. Someone's got to walk away from something else. What are they walking away from? Tell me what they're walking away from. A marriage. I can't make this shit up. And they're thinking hard about it. And it's a spiritual lesson too. You know, they got to look at their future. They got to know that this, you know, the Three of Wands, another three, by the way, which, you know, for me as a reader, when you get a lot of threes, it's third party situation. Don't take it if it's not your story. By now, you know. But this is somebody who's looking at, you know, being strong enough to move forward, to look to the future, to trust the future, trust the higher self, trust their intuition. See? More Pisces energy. Pisces is a very spiritual energy. You know, this is maybe apologizing, having the strength to apologize, courage to look at the future, to look at it seriously. But this is going to need huge change, huge life-changing movement and decisions. And it's going to require facing a fear. And that fear, I think, is the Five of Pentacles, which is abandonment. This person's probably been abandoned. Both of you might even have an abandonment wound, shared wound, trauma bond. And so abandoned people have a hard time abandoning. Well, there's one of two responses to an abandonment wound. We get the runner, we get the chaser. And so we've got the runner, we've got the chaser. All right, I'm going to pick these up. We're going to take a look. If this isn't your story, then you'll know by now. Why are you still watching? By now, if it's your story, I'm pretty sure you know. What was under this? Three of Pentacles. See? Third party. It's like, who do I build with? Where is my heart? What do I desire? This is very divinely guided, very spiritually motivated. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. All right, so now I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to use this Twin Flame Journey deck. If you watched last month's Zodiacs, you kind of get it. I do believe some of you that are watching this are on a Twin Flame Journey. For those of you that doesn't resonate with that, then this is just a very spiritual, karmic connection meant to elevate you and teach you that self-love, self-awareness, making choices towards self for the right reasons, because you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be happy. And you know, sometimes we make decisions based on data that changes. You know I fell in love, I got married, it was beautiful and wonderful for about 10 years. And then it became very karmic, very toxic, very, you know, as I matured, I realized that I married for the wrong person for the wrong reasons. And then I had children involved, and I didn't want to drag them through a divorce, so I stayed for much longer than I should have. And, you know, in the end, when I finally got my divorce or separated, I had to choose my own happiness over everybody else, which seemed very selfish. But staying in that marriage was hurting everybody. It was hurting me. It was hurting my ex. It was hurting the kids. No, it was a no-win situation, which is what I consider the Five of Swords. It's like, you know, you might win the battle, but you lose the war. It's like nobody wins. There's no real outcome that doesn't, where somebody doesn't feel like they had to lose something. I'm just channeling now and talking like crazy. But I like this deck. It's by Mystic Moon Oracles. If you don't know her, check her out on YouTube. Her readings used to resonate with me so much during the runner chaser phase of my twin flame journey. But I have kind of moved beyond that phase. And so I don't really resonate with the readings anymore, but you might. And she's an awesome reader. So go check her out if you haven't already. This is her deck. She created it. If you like it, you could probably go to Mystic Moon Oracles on YouTube and purchase it. I think she's on Etsy too. She's made lots of decks. But I like how this energy shows up for how the person thinks about you, feels about you, their intentions towards you, and their next action. So I'm going to shuffle 2 more times and cut the deck. And we're going to take a look at my viewer's person. So it doesn't matter if you're a cross watcher or not. You don't have to be the Gemini. It's just the viewer who is watching this video's person on their heart and mind in the month of June. Their thoughts, their feelings, their intentions, and most likely next action. Ooh, got the Devil. Bottom of the deck is that 6 of Swords. I'm going to take it. All right, let's clarify. Clarify the Ace of Swords. 2 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, Judgment. 8 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. And the Devil to the 7 of Cups. So we had the 6 of Swords. Now we've got the 6 of Wands. All right, this person wants some kind of assurance. Because they're going to have to work on themselves. Now, again, if it's a third-party situation, they have to become independent, and they're working on that. That's their intention. Their intention is to work on that. If this is a spiritual connection where there isn't any third-party situation, then this person, their intentions are to put a lot of hard work and dedication into themselves, into, knowing that they don't have to be codependent. They don't have to be in a needy relationship. They don't have to always be in a relationship in order to feel worthy, in order to be successful, right? Because this person is looking at success. So when they think about my viewer, we got the Ace of Swords to the 2 of Cups. We do have divine partnership, if that resonates with you. But we've had the 2 of Cups several times, and we also had the 2 of Swords that came out to the Ace of Swords. So this person is still becoming aware of what they want. And this is a choice. This is not the 2 of Swords. This is the Ace of Swords. This person is coming to an awareness, a breakthrough in awareness that this is their person. And I'm assuming, well, I'm not assuming, I know it's my viewer. They're looking at my viewer. They're thinking about my viewer, saying, listen, I am now well aware that I should choose this partnership because it's the one I want. So then in their heart space, we have the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady progress, clarified by judgment and karma review. Again, if this is a twin flame, this is the awakening. This is this person slowly working on all the things that Spirit requires them to work on and heal in order to have this union. It's judgment, the past, the present, the future. It's working on all of it. And in their heart space, it's like a life review. They're looking at all the decisions they've made, all the partnerships they've had, all the good and bad, the ugly, where they've been successful and where they've not been successful, what they want, what they truly want, and working on the ability to claim it and to manifest it. And so in their heart space, you are kind of this energy of awakening for your person. I want one more on that. One more on judgment in the heart space. One more on judgment in the heart space. Why is it here? Well, that was quick. Yeah. Again, I think this is awakening, spiritual awakening. This is like, this person has to have an ego death. They have to die to the old version of themselves and be born again. And they want to because of you, because they're having this Ace of Swords realization. But again, it's like they know in their heart that in order to have this, someone's got to be hurt. Someone might get hurt. Now, if this is just ego, and it could be with the Six of Wands, then this person has to heal that. They have to have an ego death. And in their heart right now, they're really going through it, right? They're becoming spiritually awakened and aware that they need to choose. I think this person regrets something that they did in the past, possibly to you. Or this is just healing all the loss and regret. All the karmic relationships, right? 3 of Cups down. This person has to learn the lesson and be strong enough to look at their behavior. All the cups that didn't work out. Just so you know, for my viewer, you're really, really, really a catalyst for this person to take accountability in their life. And I'd be willing to bet they've been the same for you. So their intentions is, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to work on becoming the highest and best version of myself. Or this is, I need to be single. I can't be sneaking around having tete-a-tetes when, sorry, I'm bumping everything because my cat decided she has to lay on all my decks and they're going to fall in the floor, and then I'm going to be angry at her because I don't want the mess. But their intentions are really good. They want to become independent. Now, because they're thinking about partnering with you, I don't think they're thinking about working on separating from you. I think they're working on, now if you are the wife or husband, possibly they might have met somebody else and know that they have to leave you in order to be in that. But I'm asking Spirit to tell me how they think about my viewer. So I don't think that's the story. I think they have chosen you. Their heart knows that this is really been a catalyst for their awakening. And so I think that what they're really working on is becoming a better person, and healing all of the past hurts that they have to heal in order to be autonomous, to not be, needy and clingy and codependent, and, to realize, so they could possibly be going through right now, you could both be going through a separation because it was necessary. A separation is necessary for us to realize that we don't have to be in a relationship, especially a toxic relationship, just so that we're not alone, just so that we don't have to feel abandoned or lonely or desolate. We can thrive in our own energy, in our own space, in our own happiness. And so the intention here is that this person's working on it. And so the outcome here is, this person, they're very drawn to you, and they it says fantasy and temptation. And temptation with obsession. This is somebody who I can't stay away from you. I can't avoid you. I can't, you're the first thing I think about in the morning, the only thing I can think about all day, the last thing I think about before bed. I have dreams about you. I am daydreaming and night dreaming about you. Let's clarify this energy. Clarify the devil. This is, their actions. Their action is, it looks like, fantasizing. Tell me about their actions. All right. Yeah, they're daydreaming. They're it's like they're daydreaming about what it would be like to be married to you, or living with you, or building a life and having children with you. If you're of childbearing age, don't take that if it, you could already have established families. But this isn't action. This is dreaming about action. Yeah, see, because they haven't left yet. They're still holding on to something else. And they know, look, it brings us full circle. So I would say your person's probably in another situation. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be a living arrangement. It could be living at home with parents. But there's a third energy here, and I saw that in the beginning for most of you. If there isn't a third energy, then this person has to choose happiness. And there's something they have to leave behind in order to do that. What's the Eight of Cups? And they haven't. They haven't yet. They know, they're dreaming about it, they're thinking about it, they're wondering about it. What is the Eight of Cups? What do they have to leave? I don't know what it is. It's probably a divorce. With Justice, Ten of Wands. But it's very spiritual. It's very spiritual. It's destiny. It's something has to end. Change has to happen. An ending. It's the right thing. Whatever this person has to leave, it's the right thing to do if they want to be happy. And if they want to be with the Queen of Wands. And Yeah. They either have to leave the Queen of Wands or they have to move toward the Queen of Wands. I'm not really certain because there was the Queen of Cups twice. And all of these queens could be one person. It could all be my viewer. But this person has to do what's right. They can't be the Seven of Swords. They got to do what's right to become this Emperor. And in order to do that, they have to heal their heart. They have to let go of pain, painful thoughts, painful relationships, burdens. I think this is a very spiritual connection, and I'm not surprised because that's kind of the people that find me. So we're going to get you messages from your person. I'm going to be honest, in the month of May, it doesn't look like they've made a decision. It just looks like they really want to. But it's going to be a hard decision. When this person does move towards you, they're going to have to leave something else behind. They're going to have to bring a tower down. They're going to have to create a huge shift and death. Something has to end in order to have this beginning with you. And they know it. And they're so tempted, but in May, they're not quite there yet. They're not quite there yet. Oh, look, the Lovers. Success and recognition, twin flame, Eight of Wands, energy surge, King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. This person is being very divinely guided to do the right thing. But they're not quite there yet in the month of May. So let's get some messages from your person. For my viewer, Spirit, messages for my viewer from their person. Messages for my viewer from their person. What would they like to say? Sorry guys, my landlord's out there mowing. What would they like to say to my viewer? I'm only going to take that one because the other one was stuck to it. If I follow you, I could lose everything. I mean, that's exactly what I've been talking about. I don't know what it is they have to lose. Possibly another person. Possibly a family. Possibly a job. What would they like to say to my viewer? Possibly a belief system they have about who they are. I want a fresh start with you. You know what I said earlier? I just noticed this on the bottom of the deck. This is from Spirit. I don't think this is from your person. This is what Spirit's saying is, you know, love is the answer. So many people choose karmic relationships, choose hard life lessons because of broken hearts and past energies that never got healed, whether from previous lifetimes or current lifetimes. Could be, you know, childhood wounding. What would they like to say to my viewer? Be more selfish. I heard I'd like to be more selfish. And if you're both in a situationship, they would like you to be more selfish and choose yourself as well. My viewer's person. I am terrified. Four of Swords. I need more time for me. I still don't have all the answers. No. But they're getting there. They got that Ace of Swords. They're, you know, they're one decision away. And they know it. And their heart already knows what they want. They're just not brave enough to do it yet. They're still looking at it. Ace of Cups. One cup. One more, please, from this deck. For my viewer. One more from this deck. Of course, it's got to land on the floor. Yes. Yeah, see, they're one decision away. One decision away. They just need to say yes to this situation. Yes to this cup. Or they're afraid of whether or not you will say yes to their cup, should they bring it forward. There's fear, right? Where is it? I'm terrified. There's fear about what you will do, who you'll choose, what you'll choose. Possibly. All right, messages for my viewer from their person. It's time for me to heal now, and I do believe that. I need time for me. And we saw that. This they're going through the dark night of the soul. It's required from the Hierophant and the High Priestess. It's required that this person put the work in. I'm so attracted to you. I think that's the devil energy we saw in the potential outcome. Messages. I couldn't let you get close to me. I think that's, not everybody's in a third-party situation. Some people just have heartbreak, so much heartbreak in their heart that they close off. And that has to be healed in order to have an open, authentic, trusting heart. I remember every detail of that day, and only take this if it resonates, because it's the bottom of the deck. It didn't come out on the table. But for some of you, it could have been because you met when you were very young and maybe you reconnected after building lives. So now I'm going to get you advice, and we're going to call it a day. Advice for my viewer. What spiritual advisement do you have? I'm going to get one of these. Advice for my viewer, please. Clear, concise messages for my viewer. What is your advisement for my viewer? I got my deck upside down. That's all right. Oh, look. Spirit fixed it for me. Guidance system. I love using my emotions as a guidance system. They show me how close or far away I am from what I want. When I'm feeling joy and doing the things I love, I'm in a state of allowing for my desires. I notice when I'm feeling low vibrational thoughts and shift them. I notice when I'm having low vibrational thoughts and shift them to release resistance. Advice for my viewer. I'm just taking that one. Coming my way, unique opportunities align with my desires, present themselves to me. I attract all that I need to make my dreams a reality. Advice for my viewer. My son's going to be pulling up any moment now. I'm trying to get this done before he comes in, making a bunch of noise. All right, advice for my viewer. Advice for my viewer. Advice for my viewer. Advice for my viewer. Cause and effect. What did I say? What did I say? And integrity. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. This is about choosing love. Love's all that matters. Cause and effect. And it's also about healing the heart so that we don't keep making the same decisions that cause the heartbreak. We have integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. Again, you have to do what's right. You can't sneak around. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to do what's right. And so does your person. So I'm going to get you a Sacred Soul timing card. Remember, time is an illusion. It's not real. But I do like to maybe see what Spirit can pull out for you. Take it if it resonates. Leave it. Chuck it in the F it bucket if it doesn't. Can we get a timing card, please, for my viewer? Timing card on this for my viewer. Timing card for this for my viewer. Divine timing. I do think for some of you this is a twin flame journey. Stay in the flow and trust that the timing is perfect. Trust, believe, and have faith. Divine timing, not a moment too soon or a minute too late. It's about alignment. It's about doing the right thing, knowing that your choices and your decisions affect everything that you experience, your thoughts, your emotions, everything. You know, it's like follow your guidance, your inner guidance. You are very divinely guided. And it's knowing and having faith and trust and believing that it's coming your way, that everything you deserve, everything that's right for you, true love is yours to have if you align with it vibrationally. And so this is a very, very spiritual connection, I believe. If it doesn't feel like that for you, then I think it is for your person. So I love you. I hope this resonated, and I will see you in July. We'll see where your person's at then. I'm not saying that they're not going to make this decision in June, but it looks like they're still thinking about it, daydreaming about it, working on it in the month of June. Let me know if for some reason that shifts and changes. I will be doing regular readings in between now and next month, pick a pile readings, and so things can always shift and change when you shift and change and when your person shifts and changes. There's a decision that has to be made, and until somebody makes it with integrity, it's probably just going to be more soul growth and lessons. Okay? I love you. Reach out if you'd like a personal reading. Namaste.